Winter exposed a fatal assumption at the heart of the American advance into Europe. Command believed speed would outrun the season. Ammunition and fuel were prioritized, while cold-weather gear lagged behind. When the German counteroffensive slammed into the Ardennes, it didn't just trap soldiers strategically, it trapped them thermodynamically. The standard issue M1943 combat boot, praised on paper, became a frozen prison in practice. Leather soaked up water, trapped sweat, and froze solid. Men weren't losing warmth slowly. They were hemorrhaging it through conduction and evaporation, the two fastest ways heat leaves the body. The truth soldiers discovered was uncomfortable, but absolute insulation does not create warmth. It only preserves it, and only when it stays dry. Wool works because it traps still air. The moment moisture enters, those air pockets collapse. In sub-zero temperatures, sweat vapor doesn't escape outward. It condenses inside the insulation itself. This creates a hidden freezing layer directly against the skin. Soldiers weren't wearing warm boots anymore. They were standing inside ice molds, shaped like their own feet. Veterans who had survived earlier campaigns understood something new recruits didn't yet know. In extreme cold, breathability is a liability. Moisture management isn't about keeping skin dry. It's about keeping insulation dry. Their solution was the vapor barrier, an idea so counterintuitive it sounded insane to anyone hearing it for the first time. Instead of letting sweat migrate outward, they trapped it deliberately against the skin. Grease was applied directly to the feet to protect against skin breakdown. A thin liner sock held the grease in place. Then came the barrier itself. Waxed paper, rubberized fabric, even cellophane. Anything vapor couldn't pass through. Only after sealing the moisture inside did they add thick wool socks. The result was a sealed microclimate, damp, uncomfortable, but warm. Sweat stopped evaporating. The wool stayed bone dry. Heat loss slowed dramatically. Blood continued to circulate. Toes survived. This wasn't theory. It worked night after night, while standard issue gear failed catastrophically. But moisture wasn't the only killer. The ground itself was a heat sink. Frozen earth has effectively infinite thermal mass. It will drain warmth endlessly without ever warming in return. Thin boot soles offered no defense. Once again, soldiers improvised. Cardboard inserts cut from supply boxes created layers of trapped air beneath their feet. Newspaper, dried grass, shredded fabric, anything that interrupted direct contact with the ground reduced heat loss. This simple thermal break often meant the difference between numbness and frostbite. The final lesson was circulation. Tight boots strangled blood flow. Veterans loosened laces, skipped eyelets, and allowed toes to move freely. Warmth came not from pressure, but from flow. Blood was the only true heat source, and, well, anything that restricted it guaranteed injury. These battlefield hacks didn't disappear after the war. They were studied, codified, engineered. The result was the extreme cold vapor barrier boot, later nicknamed the Mickey Mouse or Bunny boot. Fully sealed, non-breathable. Insulation locked away from moisture permanently. So airtight they required pressure valves. Decades later, they still outperform many modern breathable designs in true Arctic conditions. And this is where history stops being distant. Because, honestly, the same physics apply in your home during a winter power outage. Blankets fail when moisture wins. Tight layers fail when circulation slows. Cold floors drain heat no matter how many layers you pile on top. A vapor barrier, a thermal break beneath you, and disciplined circulation can preserve warmth far longer than most people realize. The men who survived the Ardennes didn't beat winter by comfort. They beat it with understanding. They accepted short-term discomfort to avoid irreversible damage. That mindset, deliberate, informed, disciplined, is the real survival lesson history offers. If this story changed the way you think about cold, gear or survival, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and share this video with someone who appreciates real history with real lessons. More forgotten knowledge is coming, and you won't want to miss it. Stay sharp, stay prepared, and stay warm.